going to start with some of the physical stuff on the phone. Take a look at it here. On the front we have the 4 physical keys and a mic down the bottom. Up the top we have the earpiece. On the sides we have a dedicated camera and volume up down button. On the top we have the on-off switch, the 3.5mm headphone jack, and the mic. On the sides we have the, flip it around here, we have the micro USB and HDMI mini, and nothing on the bottom. The phone looks really great. On the back, on the bottom here, we have the speaker for the speakerphone with another mic, and up top we have the dual LED flash and the 8-megapixel video camera. So, we have to say we really like this phone. It's a great phone. It feels solid in your hand. There's no parts that feel plasticky or chintzy. It's really built well. So we enjoy that. Some of the UI stuff that's great. We're just going to pop into settings real quick. Motorola's added a data manager, which will actually allow you to turn some of the stuff off that drains battery. You can turn off background data or data roaming. If you go into, here's our Exchange account, you can actually set email delivery. You can turn push off, and you could set a fetch schedule. You can actually have it sync over Wi-Fi only if you want. I'm not sure why you would want that, but options available. You can actually tell your social applications like Twitter and Facebook to only sync over Wi-Fi, so you don't drain your battery. So that's a really cool feature to try to save some battery life. We have half battery on here. We used this phone all day yesterday from about 6 a.m. on. We recorded some video. We made a bunch of phone calls. I'm impressed with the battery life, I have to be totally honest. Half battery for a screen this size with some of the activities we did is pretty amazing. So we go down to battery manager here, which is another cool thing to save battery life. You can actually set profiles. So here we have our battery manager starting at 11 p.m. and ending at 6 a.m. It turns push off, so you can still get SMS and phone calls, but you won't be fetching email or Twitter updates or Facebook updates, which is great. Auto brightness is on. You can turn that off if you want, but saves battery when it's on. And this battery use actually will tell you what has been using battery the most. Obviously display is the big one, and cell standby, but if you have another application that's running in the background, maybe it's got a hung process or something and you can't figure out what's going on, it'll show up in here, which is great. Some of the other stuff that's in here, it has DLNA support, so there's a little app for it. So if you have a media device that supports DLNA, you can actually share files right from the phone to that device, or from that device to the phone, which is great. Another thing, we'll just show you the unified inbox here. Go back. If you go into messaging, you'll see everything in here. You have the universal inbox, which will show all your text messages, emails, Twitter, Facebook, Picasa, whatever other accounts you add. It won't show Gmail like all phones with Google. That's a separate app. But all in all, it's a pretty solid system. The hotspot feature on this phone works great. We're in New York to pick the phone up and to cover the iPhone 4 launch, and we had a Sprint overdrive that wasn't performing really well, and we had our iPhone 4 tethered, and that really wasn't performing well. So this really saved our bacon. It's really easy. You flip it on, it gives you the warning. It names the network. It just asks you for a password. It's fast. It works great. Pretty seamless. $20 a month, Verizon said, for that add-on, and that gets you 2 gigabytes of tethered data. You get 7 home screens, which is pretty standard now. I initially said that this had, my initial thought said that this had Moto Blur on it, which it does not. It does not have Moto Blur or Ninja Blur. It's blurless. But the widgets do kind of look Moto Blurish, and you can resize them, which is kind of a nice feature. These are quick contacts here, so you can one-tap call. Oh. So you can one-tap call someone, which is nice. We're stuck here. There we go. You know, the phone itself, it's really amazing. This piece in the back here, which we said that you know, there's a little bump here where the camera is. When you're on a call, you naturally sort of stick your finger right here, so it doesn't feel like you're holding a giant brick. The only complaint I guess I had with the Evo was when you hold it, it's just a giant flat surface on the back, so you really feel the size of it. This one, for whatever reason, just feels smaller in your hand, which we really like. I'm going to do a couple quick size comparisons. I apologize, I do not have the original Droid. I gave it away to someone who needed a phone. So this is next to the iPhone 3GS. I would show the iPhone 4, but it's actually being used to record this right now. We're going to use the DROID X to record when we do the iPhone overview. This is a E73 mode, which I'm supposed to be reviewing, but I've lost all interest in now that the DROID X is here. And this is a BlackBerry 9700. So you can see it's super thin, which is really where you start to think you're not holding such a big phone. Let's see. I don't know if you can accurately see that. There you go. And it's the 3GS. And this is the mode, which is actually extremely thin. It's about as thin as the E73 mode. So that's about it for us for our initial video review. Look for the full review in the next week or so. If you have any questions that you really want answered, feel free to ask them in the comments. We'll be looking and we'll let you know what we think. Thanks a lot.